Hello, dear students. Today we will be discussing need or objectives for providing depreciation and methods of depreciation. So, let's start with need for providing depreciation. Here, first point is to ascertain the correct profit or loss. The profit for any year can be ascertained only when all cost of earning revenues have been charged against them. The fall in the book value of fixed assets, that is depreciation, shows the cost of earning revenue for the use of fixed assets in the current year. Therefore, like any other expense, this cost must be considered for ascertaining correct profit or loss. Then second point, to show a true and fair view of the financial position. Depreciation, if not charged, would result in assets being stated at a higher value. As a result of this, the position statement, that is balance sheet, would not present a true and fair view of the financial position. Then third point, to retain out of profits or funds for replacement. Funds should be retained out of profits for replacement of assets. The amounts debited in the profit and loss account on account of depreciation are retained in the business. These funds are available for replacement of the asset when its life is over. Funds would not be collected for this purpose without accounting for depreciation. The next point, to ascertain the correct cost of production. Depreciation should be taken into consideration for calculating the cost of production. If it is not cost of production, it will not be correct. The next point, to meet the legal requirements. It is necessary to charge depreciation to comply with the provisions of the Companies Act and the Income Tax Act. Now let us discuss methods of depreciation. The amount of depreciation for the year is computed using various methods. But the two main methods for computing depreciation are, first one is fixed installment, or we can say straight line method, and second is fixed percentage on diminishing balance or reducing installment method, or we can say written down value method. Now let us discuss first method, that is straight line method. Under this method, a percentage of original cost of the asset is written off every year, meaning the amount of depreciation is uniform from year to year. Under this method, the annual amount of depreciation remains identical. Suppose if an asset costs rupees 20,000 and 10% depreciation is thought proper, then rupees 2,000 would be written off every year. That is 10% of 20,000, that is 2,000. Here the assumption in this case is that the life is 10 years and that at the end of 10 years there will be no scrap or residual value. In case the asset has a residual value at the end of its useful life, the amount to be written off every year is arrived at as by using a formula, that is depreciation amount is equal to cost minus scrap value upon useful life. Depreciation may be expressed as a rate, and this rate on cost can be calculated as, that is depreciation rate is equal to depreciation amount multiplied by 100 upon cost of asset. It is important to note that the amount of depreciation is same every year. If the rate of depreciation is given, depreciation is computed on the original cost. If the asset is purchased in between the year, depreciation is charged for the part of the year the asset is used. Now let us discuss merits of the straight line method. It is a simple method for calculating the depreciation. Then in this method, assets can be depreciated up to the estimated scrap value or zero value. Then in this method, it is easy to know the amount of depreciation. The next point, every year the profit and loss account is debited by the same amount of depreciation. So there is the same effect on the profit and loss account every year. Now let us discuss demerits of the straight line method. There is no arrangement of interest on capital invested in assets in this method. Then with the passage of time, work efficiency of assets decreases and repair expenses increases. As a result, in later years, there is more load on the profit and loss account. Now let us discuss written down value method. Under this method, every year depreciation is calculated on opening balance of asset at the predetermined rate. Opening balance means closing balance of the previous year after the deduction of depreciation. Thus, due to the subtraction of depreciation from the value of asset, the opening balance of asset would reduce to that extent. Consequently, every year amount of depreciation gradually reduces. Thus, this method is known as reducing balance method. There are various advantages of the written down value method. Like first, there is same weightage on profit and loss account of depreciation and repair expenses. Practically, this method is more easy. Then, on the expansion and increase in assets, the depreciation can be computed easily by this method. Then, this method is accepted under the Income Tax Act. Now, let us discuss demerits of the written down value method. First is, it is a difficult task to ascertain the proper rate of depreciation. Then in this method, also there is no provision of interest on capital invested in use of assets. So dear students, go through the video. In the next session, we will be doing short questions based on these two methods. Thank you.